Good morning, and thank you for joining me on this Sunday morning. I'm Miss Sonja, and this is Wayside Kids. Today, we will be exploring our second Godly Place story. Last week, we talked about the Epiphany, which we recently celebrated this past Wednesday. I hope you took some time to recognize that special occasion. If at any time during these stories you have questions or wish to share anything, I highly suggest that you do so in the comments below on our group. If you ever have an I wonder question that maybe you want to add to the story, please share that as well. And last but not least, if you feel compelled to show us something that you have done during your expression time, don't hesitate to share that either. So for today, my friends, we will be exploring the story where Jesus calls the disciples. Jesus grew to be a boy and then a man. Jesus knew he would need friends to help him do his work. And one day, he began to ask them to follow him and help him. When Jesus spoke, people listened. One day, Jesus was talking to people by the lake. So many wanted to hear what he was saying, and they kept crowding him near the water. He saw two boats at the shore. The fishermen had climbed out of them and were washing their nets in the water. He got into one of the boats and asked Simon Peter, the fisherman, to move it out a little from the shore so that more people could see and hear him better. Then he sat down and he began to teach the people. When he was finished, he said to Simon Peter, "Go into the deep water and let down your nets." Simon Peter said, "Master, we've worked all night and we didn't catch a thing. But if you say so, I'll put out the nets." They put out the nets, and so many fish filled them that the nets began to break. They asked the other fishermen to help, and they filled both nets with fish. There were so many fish that the boats nearly sank. When Simon Peter saw it, he fell down at Jesus' knees and said, "Go away from me. Lord, I'm not good enough to be with you." And Jesus said to him, "Don't be afraid, for now you'll be bringing in people instead of fish." Simon Peter listened to those words, and so did his brother Andrew. And the fishermen brothers, James and John. They brought the boats to the shore and stepped out. Then they left everything and followed Jesus. Another day, Jesus went out into a town and saw a tax collector. His name was Levi, and he was sitting at his tax booth. Nobody liked tax collectors because everybody knew they got rich from taking too much money from people. Jesus went up to Levi and said, "Come along with me." Levi must have been shocked, for he got up from his booth and left everything and followed Jesus. Levi was so happy that he gave a great dinner party for Jesus in his own house. And a crowd of tax collectors came and sat down with Jesus and Levi and enjoyed the meal together. This made the Pharisees, the religious people, very mad. They asked Jesus' other disciples, "Why do you all eat and drink with such bad people?" Jesus heard and answered them, "Who needs a doctor, the healthy or the sick? I I'm here inviting outsiders, not insiders. I'm inviting them to change their lives inside and out. It seems like Jesus spent his whole life inviting people to come along with him and do his work. Disciples were the ones who said yes. I wonder what your favorite part of today's story is. I wonder how Simon Peter felt when Jesus first asked him to follow him. I wonder how Levi the tax collector felt when Jesus first asked him to follow him. I wonder why the disciples were willing to leave their ordinary lives and follow him. I wonder what kind of people Jesus wants to be his disciples. I wonder if you know any disciples of Jesus today. I wonder if you can be a disciple. I wonder how we can be disciples together.